Hi everybody, this is Experts on Talks. Today in our studio is Bartosz and we will talk about soft skills in IT.
Hello, I'm Bartosz. I'm a front-end developer in Niki Mobile Solution.
But first, let's watch intro. If it's okay for you, I will read true or false statements and you can say if you think it's true or false.
Yes, sure.
Yes, true?
Sure.
Okay. Okay, so first one. A lack of soft skills will kill you as a developer.
I would say true.
Okay, tech skills are more important than soft skills.
I would say that's could be true, but I think it's like both of the skills are the most important. Yeah.
Okay, the next one is if you have strong tech skills, you will be successful because there is a lack of professionals in IT market.
I could say yes, hard skills are the most important thing to achieve nowadays as a software developer, but soft skills are also crucial.
And the last one, you are happy to be in our studio today.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, let's say I believe you. So let's talk about soft skills in IT. And my first question is, what is the largest challenge for developers?
Okay, so working as a developer is basically about solving complex problems. Every day you have to solve a variety of problems. The scope of these problems can be different, but the nature is basically the same. It doesn't matter if you are facing, like, for example, working under pressure or meeting deadlines, creating new features, inventing new ideas, and basically constantly learning new things. That's all pretty much life a good software developer nowadays. Yeah. So if you want to be a great developer, you have to be very communicative. You have to know how to work in a team, and you have to be very confident about yourself.
That's true. We have to remember that we're not living in a perfect world, and developer is not a superhuman who just does everything and knows everything. So that's okay that sometimes you feel not confident or something like that. But still, we have to improve soft skills to be more successful. And
yes, I would say that nowadays that the times that the only expectations from developers is to only have these hard skills and technical abilities are gone, because developers have to reach with each other, have to communicate with the clients, have to communicate with the leads, have to communicate with other dev teams. So you could even work across the teams. So there is high responsibility on developer to reach with each other. Yeah. And when it comes to work, I guess it doesn't matter if you are working in a big company or if you are running your own business as a freelancer. I would say that you have to work as a team. You have to be a team player. For example, if you are working in a big company, you have to reach with other QA engineers to test something. Yeah, you have to work with other devs with issues like solving bugs and so on. Yeah. On the other hand, when you reaching out with the clients once you are running your own business, you have to keep in touch with the client. Yeah, you have to interact with the client. So if you have good soft skills, good communication skills, it's easier to you to keep this client with you, and this client will hire you next time once you will be doing jobs for him. It's also important once you are working as a freelancer to have everything prepared before you creating a proposal for a client, because when you don't say something or you don't specify what is included in your proposal offer, you will end up doing more job than you expected to do. And then probably the client also will be unhappy.
And everybody will be unhappy, and we don't need such situations.
Yeah, definitely.
There is a lot of situations when you need soft skills, like recruitment process is extremely important, or communication with teams, as you said earlier. Let's specify every situation and look at it more
from developer perspective. Okay, so firstly, I would say that the most important situation and the most simple situation, it's like working on a development process, is to communicate, and it includes verbal communication and written communication. Written communication is something which you are facing every day. It is included in your everyday working routine, because every day you are in touch with emails, You have to read emails, you have to write emails, you have to communicate through different channels, like Slack or others. And you have to specify the message correctly for other people to understand you in a good way, So you have to know how to take a proper approach over describing the problem.
And choose the right emojis.
And choose the right emojis too. Definitely, yes. Okay, so written communication, and the next I would say is verbal communication also, because you have to participate in the meetings, you have to participate in projects estimation, you have to participate in all kinds of meetings, where like brainstorming sessions, once you are investigating an issue and once you are creating your own ideas, you have to describe it in a proper way, you have to be confident once describing, but you have to also be an active listener to listen what others say and to adapt accordingly to what other people say.
Such stereotypes that developers just stay in the cage without seeing the light of the day and communicating with nobody. It's
not yet true. I guess nowadays, once the business grows, it is connected with a lot of industries. It is crucial for developer to have a great communication skills. And what I can say more about this, the next crucial situation, which we are I guess talking about situations when we use soft skills, is when we are facing an argument or a problem in a team, because it happens a lot of times. And in the team, there are different people, There are different people, they have different characters, they have different abilities. And once there is a discussion, you have to know how to give others proper feedback, to not make them feel bad, and to understand you in both ways. Because, like I said, there are different people and there are different kind of personalities, and to give a proper feedback is not such easy as it thinks to be.
That's true.
And to do this, it's a good idea to take something like a sandwich approach. A sandwich approach is something like giving a positive feedback and tell something about advantages of someone's idea, and then talk about negatives and what you don't like, and then again talk about something positive and then again negative. So when you talk to somebody like this, you see that you are describing, and he or she is seeing that you are describing pros and cons of other solutions, and don't focus only on the negative. So if somebody receives positive feedback on their work, he's not criticizing publicity, it's easier for him to adapt this knowledge.
I think it's a great tip. This sandwich model, great. And what about recruitment situation? For example, you're coming to a new job, and you have extremely and extraordinary tech skills, but don't have soft skills at all. What will happen?
Okay, I would say that in that kind of situations, you cannot connect to the interviewer once you are introverted person, too much introverted person, because I think nowadays everyone has some introverted and extroverted person inside, because in some situations we are extroverted when we are, for example, joining a team and we are forced to talk, that's our extroverted side of our personalities. And then once we are facing issue and try to debug problem while making new features or creating or making a task, you focus on yourself and you have to be introverted. You cannot be disturbed by anyone, and that's important to have this focus. But what's about this question? I would say that both hard skills and soft skills are crucial for recruitment process. The recruitment is about taking point to the persons which have higher soft skills, because soft skills are, I think, harder to learn than tech skills, because tech skills is something like you can get this technical knowledge by reading, by debugging, by coding and joining different projects. And soft skills tend to be rather something which is predisposed. So there is a group of persons which, for example, have a better understanding of soft skills in this area. And there are a group of people which are not good enough soft skills, but of course they can improve it. So recruiters mostly focus on how you communicate, how you interact with people, because you need it in your work. That's why I guess and I think people with hard soft skills are more approachable to the recruiters nowadays.
And then you will be easier to cooperate with in the team.
Yes, of course. So we are now jumping to the teamwork.
So teamwork.
Teamwork is about solving problems as a team. So you cannot...
It's logic.
It's logic, but it's not as simple as it sounds. Because when you are facing a problem, you have to get it from the higher perspective, from the wider perspective, because once investigating a bug on a feature, not everybody could understand the scope of your task, and you have to explain it really carefully to make sure they understand you and to make sure you understand what you are talking about. So you have to know the topic perfectly to work in a team during a task, during a project, or estimating task for upcoming sprint or any other situation in the project workflow. So working in a team is about understanding, is about empathy, it's about being trustworthy, reliable, and likable by the team. Because everyone in the team wants to work with the people which are helpful, which are accountable for their own errors, and owning up to our errors is also important in that way.
And let's go to the situation when you have in the project in another methodology which you're used to.
So in this kind of situation, I would say that you have to be proactive. It doesn't matter if you worked in that methodology or not. You have to be proactive. You have to take the first steps to adapt to team, because when other team members and, for example, project manager or your mentor see that you are proactive and you are making first steps, you are eager to interact, you are eager to solve problems, you are eager and you are creating new ideas, you sell these ideas to the other team members, it is easier for the team to onboard you on the project, because like I said,
they will help you to understand our processes in the project, and it will be again easier to cooperate.
Yes, of course. What also is important for cooperation and good teamwork is empathy and emotional intelligence. Imagine the situation when you have a quite strict deadline and you have to reach that in the business perspective. But on the other hand, you don't want to left your colleagues in a team with an unmaintainable code. Yeah, at first you need to reach the deadline and you have to meet business requirements, and on the other hand you have to meet technical requirements. Yeah, so in that situations, when you have a conversation with, for example, project manager and other team leaders or client even, or stakeholders on something like supervisor, you have to be empathic. Being empathic and having emotional intelligence means that you are able to jump into someone's shoes. So you have to see the problem from another perspective. So, for example, maybe the project manager ask you to finish this task today because a customer are not negotiable in that way, and maybe the deadline was I don't know, postponed or fastened to this week because there is a need to improve some speed on the project or qualities. So you have to see it from the other person's perspective to make a clear view of the situation.
Yeah, that's really important to have successful project in your team. That's right.
Yeah.
And I know about one problem. It's not a problem, but issue to solve when developers need to communicate with untechnical people, like me. I know that it is complicated enough because you see things from the one side and we see from another, and sometimes it is hard to understand each other.
Yeah, in such a situation, you have to describe a problem to those kind of people, as you said, non-technical people, in as much descriptive way and as much simple language as possible, because the person didn't know anything about programming, If you are empathic to that person's, you are more likely to understand how they feel about the problem, and it's again something like fitting to someone's shoes, So seeing the problem with other person's perspective. So if you are helpful to that person, if you are eager to describe, to explain the problem, that person will get interest to this topic and will understand you in a better way.
And will like you.
Yes, of course.
Yeah. How do you improve soft skills? Maybe you have some interesting methods and tips for improvement.
Okay, so soft skills basically are not an easy way to improve in a, short way, I would say, because this is something which is connected with personality, with personal abilities, with predisposed abilities, and instead comparing it to tech skills, you can actually learn tech skills by reading books, by investigating problems, by just joining the project, as I said before. But regarding soft skills, you have to force yourself to interact with other people. So that means that you can, for example, join hackathons or start your own project, invite other people to your project, and that's basically forcing you to interact with other people, to communicate with them, to give constructive feedback, maybe ask for a code review in your team to another member. And basically it's about forcing yourself to communicate in people. It means also that you don't have to do it only in your technical field. You can also find yourself a hobby and, for example, join some external classes to meet new people, to interact with them. And basically it's like you have to practice it every day. You have to force yourself to push it to the limit and try to take the first steps and be first to interact with people, not wait for interaction.
Sounds great. Thank you for an amazing talk. I think we have to record the second part of this talk.
Yeah, of course.
What do you think?
I would be pleasure.
Great. Thank you so much. I think we can finish for today, but we will for sure record second part. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye.
Bye.